Yeah, this is our showroom. You'll see plenty of our first aid handbooks from the first ones that we've made to our most recent.
Yeah.
And then this is our overflow packing room. So we have the extra packing here and plenty of boxes.
And it's overflowing everywhere.
It is. We've outgrown our space here, which is a good problem.
Yeah.
But it's also a pain point.
Absolutely. So tell me, how did it start?
Well, 34 years ago, Dad found me as a toddler covered in blood from head to toe. And look, he had no idea as a parent what to do. He felt helpless.
Yeah.
From that point, he grabbed and designed this first aid handbook. And the main point about this is he put a magnet on it so it was accessible. Through the 90s, they made plenty of these books, did lots of fundraisers, and then they realised that people need also to have a first aid kit. They need to have the right equipment to be able to respond. So you need knowledge plus an equipment. This was the first one that we made. It's our biggest one. It's for workplaces, for families. Basically that comprehensive one that you want to ensure you have everything for.
Yes.
This black one is our sort of medium-sized vehicle, fits in the glove box, and it was my favourite until we made this one. This green Coyote tan one, it's a snakebite kit. And the thing that we do different to everybody else and anyone else that has started to do this is because of the innovation that Survival has done, is we label it. So we tell you this is a smart bandage, which is for wound, sprain, or a snakebite.
Who's on the team today?
We've got Dad and Jerry. They're the twins, the founders. I've got my best mate, Jordan, who I went to school with. He's the director of marketing. And I've got my auntie, Julie, who's going to be packing in here today.
But it really is a family-run business, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And tell me about where your passion for all this came from.
I was a lawyer.
Yeah.
And then I went travelling. And it was in 2004 and I was in Phi Phi Island when the tsunami hit on Boxing Day. And for me, that was just a life-changing experience. I just wanted to give back. I saw so much death. I pulled a lot of people out and took them to safety. And if I had a second chance in life, which is what I got, because I got to run from the wave, I wanted to make sure that I had the opportunity to give back to the world. Yeah.
That's incredible. Mike, tell me about some of the challenges that you faced here at Survival in the past when you started and then today as the business has grown.
You can see right here, we've got plenty of boxes. And you haven't even seen the rest of the warehouse where we've managed to Tetris in stuff everywhere. So the inventory and our space issue is the biggest problem at the moment, but we've got plenty of other ones. We've been looking to go into the international markets. And we've gone over into the US and we've done a soft approach to sell over there. We've sold through the Amazon channel.
How have you found it?
You know, I think we've moved some product, but it's 13 times our size. So our own backyard is doing okay, we think, with lots of room to improve, but it's been a real struggle with us trying to find the distributors or find the B2B people that are over there that can help move our product.
If you had to pick out the top 2 or 3 things that you've found challenging in the international space, what would those be? 1,
we're going in there, we're blind, we don't have any contacts. 2, the amount of costs that we've probably sunk into it to get product over there, and then the fear of moving it from different warehouses and keeping on track of it. And we just don't know. We don't have a pathway about or a clear plan. We've thought that it would just evolve and happen, and it doesn't. So I think we really need some help with that.
Mike, so we've been talking about how you want to go into international markets. Can you give me a bit of colour on that? So what does success look like for you in 5 years' time?
Look, success in 5 years' time would be easily doing more than what we're doing in Australia now. So we would be targeting, I think around $20 million of US dollar sales in 5 years' time.
Okay. And do you want to just be in the US?
We've been looking into the US, into UK and Europe, and into other marketplaces, but I don't know if we're trying too many different options, and we feel a little bit out of depth. At this stage of our international development, what are some of the common mistakes that you see other companies make?
They choose a market without doing any research. You know, they just kind of gut feel it and they see an opportunity somewhere and they decide that's where they're going to go. Another mistake is that people try to sell into more than one market at a time. So they get really excited and they're like, well, we'll go to South Korea and Malaysia and Japan and Thailand all at the same time. A much better way to go about it is to use data to figure out where you should sell to first, and then pick something that you can smash out of the park, go smash it out of the park, and then pick off the next project. So not enough research is a classic one. It kind of fits with what I said about market selection. I guess the next one is that people try to sell to too many types of people. Let's say you go to the US. You say we're going to sell to all of the US and we're going to try and sell to pet owners, plus businesses, plus households. And so you're trying to target lots of different market segments and you're selling lots of different products. Now, the reality is that each market segment is going to need its own approach, even within the market, and each product is going to need attention, right? So for every client avatar and for every product, you have to come up with a slightly different campaign. And so what happens is that people just have way too many options, which leads to overwhelm, but there is a way around it, okay? So I'm going to draw you something now. It's a model I came up with called the International Strategy Streamliner, and it's got about 6 bits in it. So if you tell me at the moment, what are the markets you're thinking of? You're thinking of the US,
Europe, UK, Middle East.
So Mike, as you can see, when we strip everything back and we get laser focus, we wind up with what you can see in green there. One market, which is the United States, one ideal international client, mums and dads. We're going to sell one thing, which is our family first aid kit. We're going to use distributors to get to our end user, and we're going to use Facebook as a traction channel. Looking at that, how do you feel?
Well, there's an actionable plan now, rather than spreading ourselves too thin. You can see on the right-hand side in the red, there's way too many options that we're trying to explore.
And that's the goal, because simple scales, complex fails, right? So we want to keep it as simple as possible. Why don't I leave this with you and come back in a couple of weeks and see where you've got to with it?
That'd be great.